This past Christmas, Local 5 took you to Newton to feature a special education teacher's dedication to finding a student's Christmas wish, and in the process, help discover his voice.
Elias Johnson has our follow-up new tonight at 10.
Students at Emerson Huff Elementary are on a constant mission to develop the spoken word.
You may go ahead and glue family on the first question.
For Mrs. Barr's special education classroom, kids start at the beginning.
We'll come back to that in just a minute, okay?
Some catch on faster than others.
Cameron, can you read it for us?
9-year-old Cameron started the year about as basic as it gets, pointing with one hand,
20 plus 7.
a device in the other to speak for him.
Alex, would you like your celebration?
You really have to push and push to get him to open up.
Most of his answers were to the point, a simple yes or no. So when he was asked by one of his teachers what he wanted this past Christmas,
I didn't expect an answer, but he started to type out a word, and I looked at it, and it said Tetra Tops.
the response was so specific, Mrs. Hashman knew finding the toy could do more than make a perfect gift.
He will be able to know that we're listening to him.
And for Cameron's mother, another reason to keep hoping Cameron would someday speak.
The statistics of kids, of nonverbal kids with autism who speak later than 5 or 6 are pretty low. And I've even had people who work with him who say they've never seen a child at 9 years old suddenly start speaking.
But finding the spinning tops wasn't easy. Duncan Toys stopped making the item over a decade ago.
These toys are obsolete.
But after writing the company describing the significance, a box arrived just in time for Christmas from a man with access to the toy vault.
I hope your guys' best wishes come true this holiday season. Graciously, Augie Fash.
This reaction was only the beginning.
Touch your top.
Just 4 months later, with continued therapy in class, the Cameron you hear is much different than that boy we saw in December.
What's a duck say?
Correct. No.
Cameron's talking. Instead of using a talker or a simulated voice, he's using his own personal voice.
It's to X.
Nice reading.
Cameron's progress is amazing, and his story may be unique. But it's one more reason for parents and teachers of special needs children to never give up hope of seeing and hearing a breakthrough.
I always used to say that I only wanted to ever hear 4 words from Cameron. And that was, "I love you, Mom." And now I hear them every day.
For him to be able to say Mom and Dad and Grandma, those are huge. And for him to show me what I believed I knew that he could do, now I get to hear it, and he proves to me that he knew, and all those teachers and people before me that now know that he was getting it. It's pretty amazing.
Cameron has shown me a lot. He's taught me more than I've taught him.
Really?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
From Newton, Elias Johnson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Good stuff. Now that Cameron has progressed, he's moved on to more advanced challenges. He's working with a new teacher now, but his old teacher, Angie, who you saw there, says she still makes time to have lunch together during the school day.
Here at Local 5, we are Iowa, and that's why we tell stories like this. Every year, high school seniors start school with the pressure of deciding who will be homecoming king and queen. Most often, it's the best athlete or most popular kid, but over at Southeast Polk High.
So the senior class made sure one of the coolest kids at school wasn't forgotten this year. Here's Elias Johnson with the story of the big man on campus.
All set.
We're all set? We're all done? Okay.
Mastering life skills one scoop at a time.
You got it. Good job. You give Colin a turn?
Yeah.
Tyler Kaut has developed quite the buzz on the campus of Southeast Polk High School.
And who makes the iced coffee?
Me.
Maybe it's his hands-on approach or attention to detail.
Yeah, one more spot.
That looks pretty good.
And one more spot.
Okay, one more spot.
When you take a step outside the classroom,
Follow with me.
you quickly realize Tyler has the perfect recipe for small talk.
Hey, Caitlin. Hey, you.
While most peers rely on a cell phone to communicate,
Hi, guys.
Yeah, go Hawks.
Tyler prefers the spoken word to get his message across,
Hey, I'm watching your game.
and he's quite effective.
Everyone knows Tyler and he's always friendly. He's always makes his personality notice, and he's always out there talking to everyone.
Hey.
What's up, buddy? And I think everyone really likes him.
He's just really interactive with everybody.
Hey, boys.
Hey, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Come on.
In a class size of over 500 kids, it's easy to go unnoticed, or when you're a student like Tyler, forgotten about altogether when things like homecoming court come up.
When we were taking our class picture, that's when they opened up the voting for homecoming court, and everybody just kind of looked around. We were throwing some names out there, and Tyler's came up, and once his came up, everybody's like, yeah, that's like a really good idea.
When the names of who would be up for King and Queen were made official, Tyler took time to thank just about everyone.
He started running around and gave me a hug, and I thought that was pretty cool.
As for his parents,
hey, Tyler's on the court. What? You know, so it was pretty surprising. And then our daughter showed us the video of the nominees for that, and as you watch Tyler come out of the stands and high-five everybody down across the front row, and then he goes back because he missed some people, you know. And it was pretty cool just to see that. So
the nomination was one thing, but as far as winning the actual crown with the entire school of over 5,000 kids voting.
Possibly. You know, there's some great kids on the court.
Tyler remained optimistic.
I'm going to be king.
When the big night finally arrived, Tyler and 6 other standout seniors sat waiting for the big announcement.
Yeah, the big long pause, and you hear people cheering, Tyler, you know, Tyler.
A moment so powerful, it was only fitting Tyler struck his favorite Power Ranger pose.
Yeah, he's kind of a Power Rangers fan. Yeah.
I jumped off the stands as well, too. You know, it was pretty cool. And then just to watch him celebrate how much joy he had, and the kids just cheering, the place went crazy.
Shabron Olson shared the throne with Tyler as homecoming queen that night. Not a big surprise when you consider the qualities that she demonstrates. Without knowing the man under the crown, you may look at Tyler and be surprised he won. But consider the characteristics for the perfect king. You may not find anyone more deserving than this one.
That's a very true statement. I feel like he is a very good representative of our school. And the way that he is and the way he acts around, he's just an all-around great guy. And I couldn't have thought of anybody better, honestly.
Elias Johnson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Well, we all have our favorite superhero growing up who can inspire us to do good things in life. A 7-year-old boy in Ballard has grown quite fond of Batman, and the inspiration he takes from The Dark Knight is helping him overcome something most kids his age will never face.
Here is Elias Johnson with the story of how the entire community made sure his recent birthday was one he will never forget.
It's the last-minute cram session before the bus arrives.
I have to look for the stuff on here.
Something Katie Princehouse has come to expect from her son, Alex.
He's a pretty typical, ornery 6-year-old boy.
Luckily, Mom has Nurse Terry to help with their morning routine at home.
The green or the white. When it's on red, it means it's out of oxygen.
And that assistance continues throughout the entire school day.
So he has children's interstitial lung disease, but specifically is knee-high plus.
Basically, Alex has a hard time getting the oxygen he needs through lung tissue and into his red blood cells, which can wear him down trying to keep up with classmates in Ms. Brown's first grade class.
The kids love him. He loves the kids. He's the first kid to go try and help out his friends. They are so good with him. They just treat him like a normal, everyday kid.
He takes a nap most days at school. We've had to arrange for a place to do that at school and a time that is appropriate to miss out on schoolwork. It's been rough. He's resilient.
As predictable as the oxygen line he wears is the subtle symbol he proudly displays.
Alex has loved Batman since as long as I can remember. You know, Batman saves the day, so I think there's got to be some appeal there.
When it came time to celebrate his 7th birthday, the theme his friends and family selected wasn't a big surprise. But having the real Dark Knight waiting The reaction speaks for itself.
Happy birthday. How you doing?
Good.
Turns out Batman was looking forward to some R&R with his biggest fan.
The least that I can do is give a little bit of my time and some words of encouragement and just let them know that they're strong enough to keep on fighting. You want to see the Bat car?
After a few birthday surprises,
here is my weapons compartment.
And a tour of the bells and whistles.
Watch this.
It was time for a spin.
Do you want to go for a little ride? We'll just go for a short one around the park, okay?
And a big decision for Alex.
Who's your favorite person in the whole world?
Making this first grader the most popular kid in school. Turns out, everyone had to take a back seat to Mom.
You have been selected. You can jump in the back and we'll go for a ride.
There may come a time years from now when Alex won't need to be tethered to oxygen. When that day comes, he'll have more than an old tank to remind him of being Batman's second in command and the kid everyone wanted to be like.
I heard him tonight say he wants to be a police officer when he grows up. I haven't heard that yet.
And that's enough to put a smile on even the toughest critic's face.
Happy birthday to you.
From Ballard, Elias Johnson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Great kid. Alex's older brother and sister have the same rare lung disease, but they don't have to rely on oxygen each day. The Iowa League of Heroes makes a point to visit kids all year long who are facing tough battles. And up next for the family is a trip to Disneyland this weekend through Make-A-Wish.